Hello everybody, welcome to the sleep. We are back, everyone. Hello. I am your host, Zombie Andre here. We're back with our podcast, episode 12. And I'm here with my co-host, Spartan. I don't think he's here yet.
No, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay, good.
I wasn't quite ready.
Oh.
We're good though, we're good.
Okay, excellent. So, yes, today we are back talking about the brand new Star Wars series that hit Disney Plus, The Acolyte. It actually, last podcast, I said it was supposed to come out on Tuesday. I was wrong. It was Wednesday. Last Wednesday, which was, I'm trying to think. Pull up. 5th? Yes, the 5th. Yeah, it was the 5th. So, and it came out with the premiere of the first 2 episodes.
Wait, did it really?
Yes.
Come out Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Mind you, my focus was on Final Shape, so I was just thinking I watched it while the servers were down. I could have sworn I watched it Tuesday, but maybe that was Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I actually just watched the 2 episodes not that long ago because I've been so busy with the Final Shape as well, so I will join you on that. But yeah, for the episodes, we're ranging about. First one was like a little bit over 40 minutes. Technically, with the credits, it was probably less than that, like under 40 minutes. And the second one was like 30-some minutes long. And how I understand this, just for everyone that doesn't know what the Acolyte's about, because you might just be going in, or if you've seen it or you've heard about it all over YouTube or social media, it's kind of getting a bad rap. But the time zone area is pretty much like near the end of the High Republic is how I'm understanding it. It's the end of the High Republic era. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll give it one thing. I do like some of the actors and actresses in the show. One that comes to light as I have on screen, guys, is the guy who plays in I can't remember the name of the show now. Shoot, this is gonna bother me. I can't remember the show. My brain's having a brain fart right now.
What's happening?
It's the TV series that blew up on Netflix. Who one of the actors actually wrote the show. He's in the Acolyte. I can't remember the name of the show. Christina, what was that show called?
Have we watched it?
Yeah. It was that Korean show with the game. Remember, they were doing games.
Squid Games?
Squid Games, that's what it was. Squid Games. Yes.
Oh, he's in it?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. Andre?
I didn't even recognize him.
Are you talking about the main guy?
Yeah.
Are you talking about, Soul?
Yeah. He was in Squid Games.
Oh, I didn't even recognize
Was he
him.
really?
Yeah.
Who was he?
Actor is Lee Jung Jae.
Okay. Do you know who that actually is?
Oh yeah, he is in the Acolyte because I already pulled him up on his thing, and yeah, he's in the Acolyte as well. Lee Jung Jae is a South Korean actor.
Andre, I'm not worried about the man.
What are you worried about?
Wait, is he like the main guy?
Well, he's one of the main. Yeah.
He's holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's Soul. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even recognize this man.
I kind of recognized it when I first saw him, and I'm like, oh, he is from Squid Game.
Okay,
Shit.
so I knew I recognized, I knew I recognized him from something. Like, he definitely looked familiar. I did not realize it was Gian.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's him.
Dude, that's actually really cool. If I had known that, I probably would have been a little more hyped about this show, because I really did like it. Hold on. I realized I have something at my door.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, while he's gone doing that, I guess the best way to describe the first 2 episodes kind of set up things very interestingly. The kind of whole plot of this series is it's a kind of who killed who mystery kind of thing. Yeah, like it's a murder mystery pretty much.
Okay, I will not go that far.
It's kind of a murder mystery. Then how would you describe it then?
I mean, don't get me wrong, the first episode's a little bit of a whodunit, but it's not a whodunit. Like, there's definitely a trope here, but it's not that one.
First episode was definitely whodunit.
And it's not the whole show. The whole show isn't a whodunit. It's maybe the first episode. That's a big maybe. Because the murder, I mean, we know who. We are just fooled into thinking it's not May. May's not the one. Osha.
Yeah.
We think it's Osha, but it's actually May. Because we as an audience don't know May, we just know Osha.
We kind of find that out from Soul because he kind of mentions that that Osha had a twin sister, May,
Okay.
and yeah, stuff.
If you actually revisit that scene, Soul brings up that yes, she had a family and a sister that burned in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
He does not mention it's a twin. We actually learn it's a twin when Osha has the flashbacks in that first episode, and she like connects with May as like young kids.
Yeah.
That's the reveal. But yeah, no, he definitely does give us a tease there. And all in all, I don't mind the show so far. Like I'm a little excited, but I'm not there. You know, like, you know, scale 1 to 10, I'm definitely sitting at 5 because I think or not 5, maybe 6, because I'm a little on the better side with it. But I'm not way up there. Like, I'm not gonna recommend this to everyone to go watch yet. Because. But yeah, no, I think there's a lot of cool elements so far of this. What are you thinking?
I have some gripes with it.
Of course, go ahead.
These are probably minor, but the one thing I kind of think is interesting. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I like martial art movies? Fuck yeah. I love martial art movies. I love the old Jackie Chan stuff. I love watching Bruce Lee stuff. I love that kind of stuff. I feel like, don't get me wrong, I like some of the martial arts stuff that was really cool. But I feel like for some of these Jedis, the one thing I kind of do not like is they don't really use their lightsabers for like battle.
I don't think that's bad.
I don't think that's bad, but I wish that we would see more. And how some of the Jedi have... Okay, one of the Jedi died. The first Jedi died. She got hit. Okay, this is spoiler, guys. Spoilers, but we're going through this. Pretty much one of the characters gets killed by a ninja dagger, a throwing dagger, and I wish I could kind of believe it. I'll give the circumstance that how she did it was very smart, because pretty much there was a bystander. Pretty much the bartender who was still there, and her job was what the assassin was trying to do. May pretty much was trying to kill the Jedi. It starts with an I. I don't remember her name, but
It's like
Indara. But pretty much, if you guys are looking at the screen, it's pretty much the Jedi lady that's on. If you're watching this on the right on the screen, because I have the poster of the Acolyte and it has her on it, Indara. So pretty much, she was sent there to kill her. Now the thing is, we do not understand why May is killing these Jedi. All we know is that she's killing these certain Jedi for a specific reason. Have no idea. And that's, I guess, one thing that definitely interests me is, like, why is she going after these specific Jedi? What did they do to her that she feels like she has to do this? And then also the tease of her master that we kind of saw in the vision when Osha and May were kind of, at the end of episode 1, we saw May talking to her master, or whoever it is.
We did get a glimpse at whoever is kind of instructing her in the way of the dark side, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. So,
I would, of course, I definitely call that not Sith necessarily. I don't want to call it Sith, and I think there's even a moment where she even denies the term Sith. She is just a rogue Force user, like Carrie Ann Moss's character calls her in that first episode. I have a rogue Force user.
I'd like to use the Force.
Yeah, see, all in all, I'm liking it. I definitely see where you're coming from about the whole, we don't know why, but we do, at the same time. We know who her targets are.
But we just don't know why.
Yeah. We don't know the extent of why.
Now, continuing where I was going off, I think, as I said, how she kills Indara was pretty cool because, she pretty much throws one of her, because she tries to throw her daggers at her, and she has the Force, so she's like, this isn't going to work. So what she does then is the bartender, she throws one at the bartender, knowing the Jedi would focus and stop the dagger from hitting him, which then, during that moment when she was doing that, she throws one at her, gets her. I'll give her that. That was pretty smart. That was smart thinking for May, because, Jedis are all about protecting and stuff. The innocent and, being the good that they are. Now, the thing is also another thing that's very interesting, because talking about this, how they are going after Osha Osha instead of May, because they thought May died, which is something that, like, Soul kind of mentioned, because the acquisition of Osha being the killer, there's like, well, it can't be May because May died. But as I said, we kind of know a little bit from their whole little, like, them communicating. We kind of saw flashbacks to that and stuff in her dreams, what Osha experienced with some of her dreams and stuff. I'm guessing she has, like, nightmares about that once in a while. But it's very interesting. I'm kind of wanting to learn a little bit more about their past. That would be something that would be really great to know what happened to May. Because the weird thing is, in episode 2, May is like, Osha's died. And they're like, what are you talking about? Osha's alive. So now it's at the point where these two characters, these two twin sisters, they think the other one's dead for some weird reason. Which makes you really curious that how in the world did that happen? Because Osha thought May was dead, Soul thought she was dead, and then May thought Osha was dead for some weird reason. I have no idea. It's very interesting. With that kind of aspect. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that is a great, like, plot point there. Just because of the fact that, you think it's a classic, somehow a sibling survived. Which we've had that across a bunch of different media. I could name a few, but that'd spoil a lot, so I'm not But with the Acolyte, I just really want to know how they separate the two characters in that traumatic event so that neither of them know the other's actually alive.
Yeah.
To
throw in
I
some.
have a theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why? I have a few theories here. One, from what OSHA said, or no, I don't know if it was OSHA or if it was Soul that mentioned it first in the show. They mentioned that May is actually the one who caused the fire that ended up killing the family.
I think it was Soul.
See, I can't remember who mentioned it first. I know May, or I know OSHA does too. I don't know who says it first.
I think it was Soul because, if I'm thinking correctly, I think it was Soul because Soul was talking to, I think it was Yord, the other Jedi guy, and he was saying that it can't be. He was talking to them about something because he mentioned to them that he has a twin sister, or she has a sister. And it's like, it can't be May, though, because she died. And he was telling him that, like, she caused the fire that killed the family and stuff.
That was part of that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason I know that, guys, is because I just watched him literally, like, just today, like, probably maybe an hour or less.
Wow,
So that's why.
you see this? You waited at least.
As I said, it's the final shape. Definitely took up my weekend and the week. And even Spartan can oblige to that. Like it said, like once like something like that drops, you put in the time. You put in the time. But yes.
But no, coming back to it, I do like the dynamic that neither of them know who's alive. I like where they have it set up that May is the one who caused the fire. I'm a little worried because Soul does not seem like the guy who wants to keep up this facade. Like,
yeah.
There's obviously something that's happening here. And I actually ended up watching the trailer by accident for the show after the first 2 episodes come out.
Oh, really?
So, like, for instance, I know we're gonna see more of Carrie Ann Moss. Like, we're definitely gonna get flashback scenes. Like, that's the most I could really tell you from what I was watching.
Oh, yeah.
So, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get to physically see, not just an explanation, but physically see what the Jedi did that caused all this. Like, who, why is she on this vengeance path?
Yeah, because the thing is...
I feel like Soul...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Told her I feel like Soul would have told Yord in that moment, or tried not to tell her, or tell him, if May actually caused that fire.
The thing is,
know what I mean?
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if Soul if he even knows what happened, exactly what happened. Because the thing is he doesn't seem like
everyone else.
He doesn't seem like He doesn't seem like sincerely. He doesn't seem like he's actually like hiding anything. It seems like he really sincerely, like, cares for May, or not May, but Osha. Cares for them. And he doesn't know. All he knows is that fire happened, because for all we know, he probably doesn't know what exactly happened. All we know is that the 2 Jedi she killed knew something.
Yeah.
And
clearly knew. Well, okay.
Especially the second person. The second Jedi definitely knew something.
I was gonna say, the second one was definitely the most suspect of it. And see, that's part of his reaction in that moment was what makes me theory. Where May didn't start that fire.
Nah.
And I think, we combine that, like, those 2 ideas together. I think you're right. I don't think Soul actually knows what happened. I think he's also in on this lie.
Yeah.
By complete accident.
He seems like the guy
think
that
it
will...
was the Jedi who did it.
Yeah.
Which I'm really curious. Why kill a town... Because it was a house, that got went up in flames. They don't say a village, they don't say a town, they don't say a planet. It's a family, a house.
Yeah.
So I'm just really curious. Why would 3 Jedi have to do this? And I know there's a lot of speculation floating around, which I've stayed away from. just for the sake of the podcast here. But people are always trying to figure out, like, is there a deeper canon connection to these two characters and, like, the broader Star Wars universe? Like, could her parents have been, like, Sith apprentices?
Who knows?
Been villainous, like, were they killed justly, but now the vengeance is unjust?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
For all we know, they could have killed her parents and did the fire to cover it up. Easily. No one would think anything.
Now, why would the Jedi think that or why would they not know the girl survived?
That is a good question.
Although, Carrie-Anne Moss did not seem surprised. Like, I want to look back on that. She didn't, acknowledge Osha. She acknowledged the one with that brand on her forehead.
Yeah.
Which is May, obviously.
Yeah.
But she acknowledged May. She knows May. She doesn't know Osha. Or, not that she doesn't, just, she's aware who she's talking to right now.
Yeah.
And so, where Soul thinks May is alive, and where Soul even gives in and believes Osha that the sister is alive, this is where you can go either way with Soul, if he knew, if he didn't know. Because he gave in real quick that, yeah, May's alive.
May's
or
alive.
Does he also suspect his fellow Jedi?
Maybe.
Could he know that they're making a bit of a lie and just not in on the picture?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, there's a lot here, but it's just crazy to think that the Jedi so far have not seemed surprised to see May, other than she's here in front of me now.
Yeah.
Not that this is a dead person come back to life. No, this is someone who is here in my face, ready to kill me.
Because of things that happened in the past.
Yes.
So it is a mystery. With tons of murder.
I guess, okay, when you're saying it's like a whodunit, I guess I can see it now a little clearly. I was thinking a little more like just a Carrie-Anne Moss's murder.
Yeah, it's not your typical murder mystery. But
I was narrow-sighted there. I was thinking, Carrie-Anne Moss, we know how the fuck she died. We know who did it. We don't know why exactly, but we know who did it. That's not a whodunit, man. But I guess you can argue, yeah, it is a whodunit with your parents, at least. Did May kill her folks, or did the Jedi kill her? Or is there something else? Could her own master now have done it? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, all of this just a little fucked up,
Yeah. Unjustified deaths and cover-up stories.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be interesting to see how it progresses. But all in all, except for those kind of little things, like, yeah, I would love to see more Jedi fights. I do think it's kind of weird how the second Jedi died. I think it was kind of a little bit anticlimactic.
Really?
Because, okay, so just like kind of a little thing, she comes up to her second Jedi, she's going to murder. He's very strong in meditation, so he has a force bubble around him, guys. So she tries to throw her knives. Doesn't work. She tries to just push and to touch him or to like hit him and stuff. No, she can't get through at all. So she goes to a shop where her I would assume it's trying to think of a word to describe him. He's like, I wouldn't even say like it's a partner, because he seems more of just like,
no.
He's like just,
I think this is your fellow scumbag.
Yeah, just a scumbag that maybe she's worked with in the past, I'm assuming, because it seems like they kind of know each other a little bit more than just, oh, this is the first time I've ever met you kind of thing.
Right.
So
Like, clearly they've had history.
yeah, they've had some kind of history.
Together.
And apparently they both know the same master, which is interesting. Because he mentions, like, hey, you know what the master said, you know, you have to do it without a weapon, blah, 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 kind of stuff. So she gets poison from him. And so the thing is that's interesting is, like, it's like a poison you have to drink. So I'm like, okay, well, when I was thinking about this before it actually happened, I'm like, maybe it's like an air type of poison. Because I'm like, that would make sense, you know, like a smoke grenade or like tear gas or something. Chuck it into the room. I don't think the Force can keep that out for so long. I don't know.
Right.
But no, what she does is she puts it on the ground in front of him, talks to him, and says, pretty much makes him feel, I guess, guilt for what happened, which, as I said, we have no idea what happened. All we know is that he was there, and he even admits and even says, I am sorry for what happened. You can tell he feels a lot of grief for whatever happened. We have no idea.
I think that's why I love that one. Like, that was so cool.
So, you know, he drinks it, he dies, they find him. It's funny because out of everyone there, Osha's the first one that finds him, and it's like checking it and be like, huh, interesting. And then the Jedi are like, hey, get away from there. It's like, oh my god. It's like, and she's like, I didn't do it.
Here's the thing. I shouldn't be. Like, I can't physically think of a reason I could be.
Hmm?
But I am. I'm just sus of Yord. Or sorry, is it Yorm or Yord? I
think it's Yord. Yord, yeah.
Yord. Okay. Anyway, I'm very skeptical of Yord right now.
No, I don't blame you.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, this is a character we all know. This is a friend he grew up with, or not friend, but you know, a fellow trainee, fellow youngling. Your friend being potentially wanted for murder. Like, there's a lot there to unpack, obviously. And he seems like a decent enough guy when Osha isn't in the picture. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see anything wrong with him when he's there, other than he does seem a little unorthodox. You know? Like, obviously, this is a point in the High Republic where, because they do call this the High Republic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is where, like, as far as things go, what the Jedi do is just the law. You know? Like, as far as they're concerned, it's like they are the police. So if they need to do a little force choking to get away with it, then it's acceptable, you know?
Oh.
It's still frowned upon, but it's acceptable. Because it gets answers. It's what you need. Helps the bigger picture. Yorm strikes me as a guy who can do that. In fact, I think, doesn't he even mention the Soul at one point using interrogation tactics on Osha? Or not Osha, on May. That's what I'm thinking of. It's when they're trying to bring him into questioning and bring in the partner. The scumbag. I don't know his name.
I believe
but
so.
I know he mentioned something like that, and like that could be really fun. Also, we get the hint from the prisoners who escaped.
Oh yeah.
Who like they. Sorry.
Yeah. When they yeah, so pretty much what he's yeah. So pretty much what he was mentioning is, so pretty much when they did capture Osha, they had her in a transport with other criminals, and pretty much what happened was the criminals were like, "Hey, you want to escape?" And she's like, "What? How?" It was like, we're gonna like, I think it was like, didn't they like hack the robot or whatever or something?
Yeah. Definitely one of them seems to be able to hack the pilots.
Yeah, because everything's ran by robots, which, no offense, that just doesn't sound like a smart idea already. It's like you have Osha, who's a wanted criminal for killing a Jedi. You would think at least one Jedi or someone
would be escorting her.
Yeah, not just a bunch of robots, unless they've never had issues like that, which I'm assuming maybe not, because you got to think about it.
Yeah.
This is the High Republic, and that's something you have to definitely consider. This is the height of the Jedi Order, and you would assume there's probably going to be cockiness. They pretty much are the law of the land. They can do whatever they want, so maybe that's part of it, is that their cockiness, maybe they've never ran into anything like that, especially if this is a time where there's really not any Sith or anyone that's like really powerful besides just bunches of Jedi.
There's no true criminals.
Yeah, except like probably smugglers, druggies, petty crimes, nothing really big or
Yeah.
huge. So I can forgive that, but still, I don't know.
No, if anything, I still like how we're set up right now when it comes to the High Republic. And like I said, I've got a lot of theories here. I'd love to go over at some point. But like one of them being, like who is the active crime families here? Who's going? Like I don't know if we have a time period yet. Like I want to say this 100 years. I feel like I've heard that before. That there's 100 years before the first movie.
That's what I've heard from people. Say it's 100 years before episode 1.
And so, okay, maybe we even talked about that last week. I don't remember. But people like Yoda. Yoda could definitely be around. And I feel like there's a few more names that we can easily hear about. Like we've already heard about the Hutts. The smuggler dude, he even says, yeah, I've dabbled in helping the Hutts and all this stuff. I'd love to hear more names like that. I'd love to hear more history like that. Like, for instance, I think one I'd be super excited for is if we hear something about the Fets.
Yeah.
Because Boba does mention, Mandalorian Season 2. There's lineage to even Jango's name. So could we see Jango's father? Could we see Tamara Morrison again in Star Wars? There's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Sorry.
No, yeah. It would be nice to see some cameos of characters we know. Because what we can assume is going to happen, sadly, to most of these characters that are new, is they're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Because we don't see them in any other thing. As I said, this is near the end of the High Republic, so a lot of these new characters are from, the books or their comic books that they brought out and everything for the High Republic. I guess maybe we could see some more. I'm trying to think of, because Jedi Survivor, we do get a little bit of a glimpse into the High Republic era. I just cannot remember any of the Jedi's names.
I don't think that's the High Republic. I think you're thinking more the Old Republic, which is more like a 1,000.
I think it was the High Republic, though.
Well, okay. Or unless I've got the names mixed around, because there is an Old Republic, there's a High Republic, there's a bunch of these different different periods.
No, but I think the flashback into the other time with that one person was from the High Republic.
Oh well, yeah, and Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor is what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's High. Okay, I don't know if High or Old, but
I think it is High Republic.
Well, because I remember part of it was that's 500 or 600 years, because that's how long Rayvis has been trying to fulfill his mission as a warrior. It shows how old and how driven he is to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I really hope that we get more. I want to know exactly where all this is now, because I don't want to cross it all. I don't want to assume too much or too little of this, because I don't think we're gonna see Sindari Kree or what's his name? What's the main bad guy's name in Survivor? You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
Not the actual bad guy, but like the one we start with.
I don't remember his name.
Dagon.
Dagon,
Dagon
yeah. Dagon, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see Dagon or Kree in this at all.
Okay.
I feel like if we are going to see anything, we are only gonna see we're only gonna see like these characters.
Yeah. And we'll see if we get another. I don't even think they've said they're coming out with another season, did they? Or anything like that? Like, we're coming out with another season already. Because I know some series they've came out with for Star Wars, they're like, okay, we're already working on season 2, you know. But I don't think we've gotten that with Acolyte. I think it's just a one season, and I'm depending on how it goes and how well it does, we'll decide if we maybe get another one or maybe it's just a one and done kind of thing. I don't know. It's going to really depend on how the series goes. Because as I said, we were only 2 episodes in, and it's an 8-episode series, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because I sent the thingy. I sent you a thing of like when the episodes come out and stuff. Let me look at it. Yeah, so there's going to be 8 episodes. The last episode should come out July 17th. But yeah, it'll be coming out every Wednesday.
When? July 17th?
July 17th.
And that's all single episode drops.
All single episodes drops from now on. Yes. Yes. Thank goodness for Twitter. Because I got that from that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I can definitely say from what I've been hearing on social media, like nothing really spoilery or anything, but how a lot of people are perceiving it. Just a lot of interesting things. I can definitely say I'm interested. Definitely a lot more interested than what I was before with the Acolyte series. Seeing the trailers and kind of hearing what people were saying. It's interesting. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do for the next episodes and stuff, because as of right now, she only needs to kill, I think, like 2 more Jedi, and that's it. Which we do get to see the third one at the end of episode 2. Who she's looking for.
We get to see the 4th one. We know who the 4th one is.
Oh yeah, we do. Because she does mention it to, who was it? She says who it is. I just don't remember when she says it. I think it's to her person that she gets the poison from, if I'm thinking correctly. Because pretty much now where she knows where the third Jedi that she needs to kill is from the guy who gave her the poison. If you want to call it her guy that she's working with, because he's like, hey, because pretty much what happened, that was so funny because he completely folded underneath the Jedi, which, as I said, I think if anyone was put in that circumstance, I think I would fold too, because I guaranteed it. Well, I'm assuming this guy has no force ability. He's just a normal guy. That's it. He doesn't seem to be like athletic, like a fighter or anything, because I'm pretty sure if he was, I don't think he would have folded so easily. He's just a normal guy like you and me that does whatever he does.
Scumbag, right?
Yeah, the scumbag, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the scumbag. Yeah, scumbag pretty much, he kind of folds underneath the Jedi when they question him about the poison and stuff. And May's super upset and pissed, and it's like, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, no, I got some stuff for you. I know where the third Jedi is, which is the Wookiee guy. And he has a way to get her there. Which, that's where it kind of ends, where we get to see a little teaser of who this Jedi is, who's a Wookiee, which I think is cool that we're going to see a Wookiee Jedi. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But the only thing is that I'm afraid of, because don't get me wrong, I love the pace that we're going. We're literally killing a Jedi each episode. But now we're at the point where we're already 2 episodes in. We got 2 more Jedi left. And there's still 6 more episodes left.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't think this is going to be an easy task.
Oh, I know it's not going to be, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the other episodes to, I guess, if anything, keep that octane level that we've had for these first 2 episodes. Because I'm not going to lie, there was an octane level to, like, okay, we got this person killing people. We got one down. We're killing another person. We're also learning a little bit more every single Jedi she kills. We're learning a little bit more pieces to this puzzle, if you will, about what happened. Why is this happening? Why do these 2 twin sisters not know each other's are not the other one's not alive or not? What happened? What caused this separation between them? The one thing that I thought that kind of bothered me, that I kind of thought was like they could have done a better thing at, is Osha, where she's like, "Oh, I'm a mech head," and I'm like, "A mech head?" Or no, mech neck, wasn't it?
Sorry, what?
Okay, so Osha says that she's pretty much she's a mechanic, or she.
I see what you're trying to say. Yes, I believe it's mech neck.
Mech neck. I'm just like.
Yeah, you know how there's that classic trope of like mechanics and they like smear oil on them all the time and they're like real dirty.
Yeah.
Like, you know that trope? I think that's why they're called mech necks, because that's like where they put their oil, like scratching their neck. You know, or at least that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, guys, if you guys don't know, I am a mechanic. Don't get me wrong. I work on I'm not like a car mechanic. I am like an airplane a mechanic. But a mech neck. I feel like they could have came up with a better name, personally. Because when I think of a mech neck, there's another word that comes to mind. Has a color in it. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah. Which I don't know. I think even just like a greaser, or like they could have come up with a better name, I feel like, than a mech neck.
I mean, I guess I don't know. It feels like the appropriate amount of Star Wars, like sci-fi kind of name, mech neck.
Mech neck.
Like you know, it's part of the sci-fi jargon. You know.
Okay, that's fair.
That's where I'm like, you know, you can't ground everything that's sci-fi. You gotta have your few things that can't be translated, you know?
What about grease neck?
Like for the longest time, Ichuta. Ichuta meant nothing other than it's just like something Star Wars people say, and then, you know, it got character, and we now know that Ichuta is like, go fuck yourself.
Ichuta. Okay. Fun stuff. Yeah, but yeah, as I said, I have like little gripes. So far, it's definitely interesting. I'm curious to see how it goes. How it progresses forward. It's definitely the puzzle of like how everything is connected, what really happened. That's very much intriguing me. The characters are interesting. I would say the ones that really interest me the most are definitely actors that I know. As I said, like what I said before, Lee Jung, amazing actor. He played in Squid Games. I'm very curious to see how he's going to do, and I do think he's doing a very good job at acting for this role. I'm very curious to see what he plays, how his character is going to progress in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, I would say those are the two things that are very much keeping me interested in the show, for sure. But yeah, I would say I'd agree with you where I can't tell people, like, everyone, drop money if you don't have Disney Plus, or if you have never used Disney Plus. I think there are some like free trial stuff out there or something that you can go and try to watch this. I'm not going to tell you to do that. But by the first two episodes, it definitely is interesting and intriguing. Where they're going with it. I'm very curious to see where it's going to go. But I would definitely not say it's like top tier, like I would say like Andor was, compared to like what we got in Star Wars series. Because I think out of Star Wars series, I guess never mind. Let me take that back. I have to think about that. What is the best Star Wars series we've gotten? I would say live action. Mandalorian, I would say, first season.
Ooh, okay. If you're gonna say season 1, yes.
Yes, because I'm trying to think of like the live actions. Yeah, the second season, nah, it wasn't as good.
Season 2 and 3 got very Disneyfied and
Yeah,
full of filler and
yeah.
like I don't mind the high end cameos like Jack Black and Lizzo. That's fine. But actually make it work with the story, please.
Yeah, just as like, we're going to make you something.
Like Giancarlo Esposito. He's a great cameo, a great actor. He's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the main villain. It makes sense. Why do we need to give a damn what the king and queen of this random ass planet have to do with anything? You know? Like, there are a billion planets we can choose from. We don't need to be here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. That makes very much sense. Yes. But yeah. This is definitely, I would say, as of so far, I hate to like rate this series, especially when we've only just scratched the surface of it. Like, we literally have only seen 2 episodes. But I would say as of right now, it's a mid-tier series. It's interesting. But I think saying it's mid-tier is also just because, one, we don't know where this series is going to go.
Exactly.
For all we know,
that's my biggest
it could just take after these 2 episodes. Yeah. So I would say it's mid-tier right now. I would say if you do have Disney Plus and you are interested in this series, I would say give it a watch. And I would say make your own decision if you want to keep going with it. But as of right now, I will say it's definitely interesting and intriguing that I will watch probably a couple more episodes and just make a decision based off that. But as of right now, it's okay. Not bad, not good. Do I like the martial arts? Hell yeah. But do I feel like it should be kind of in Star Wars? It remains to be seen. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll start using a lot of this in like battles or something. Like if they do in a Jedi, like a lightsaber battle, that'll be badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I know we're getting at least one.
Okay.
Because that's the main one from the promos, where you see, like, thinking back on it, I think we see the Wookiee Jedi, we see Soul, we see Daphne Keen's character, which I can go into that, but I don't know her name. Oh, I just forgot it. What's the white-faced gal with the yellow eyes? What's her name? What's her name?
Hang on, let me look it up.
I want to say it's like Daisy or Dixie or Dakota, like, or Clarice. Like, I don't know why. I'm like stuck in like an old-fashioned name. Daphne? No, that's her actual name. I'm stupid.
It's Daphne? Oh,
No,
you mean Jackie Lon?
Jackie? It's Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie's just spelled with a Jecki, but it's a little different.
Okay, so
but,
Jackie. Yeah, it'd be Jackie. I
Jackie.
thought they were saying Jackie.
Yeah, I'd say too.
But we see those three. We see Soul, the Wookiee, and Jackie. And I believe we see at least 2 more Jedi. And they're facing like this cloud of smoke and someone wielding a red lightsaber inside that smoke.
Oh, that's that guy.
Someone.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it's that guy or does May get a weapon? You know, does May get a lightsaber and corrupt it?
And see, that's something that's very interesting that you bring that up. Have you noticed whenever she's trying to kill the Jedi, she's reaching for their lightsaber? Yes, that's very interesting indeed. With that.
I do think that's a really interesting choice, just because she's made a lot of inferences, and this is where like I'm actually like super excited for the show, because we don't know anything about the High Republic and how they've ruled and how they did things and so on. So when we see her reach for someone's lightsaber, it's a little weird because she also is not afraid of it, but knows what it means. Because, you know, she even says to Carrie Ann Moss, the first thing we hear about lightsabers is a lightsaber, or a Jedi only draws their lightsaber if they're going to kill. Like, that's a belief that obviously does not exist in the prequels.
Yeah.
Like, Jedi will almost coast around with their lightsabers drawn. Not just have it on their hip, you know?
Exactly. Yep.
So I think it's a really interesting.
Their lightsaber. You know how they like people say you're trigger happy? Well, they're lightsaber happy. Whoa. Always pulling out their lightsabers. I don't know how I feel about Yord as a character.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, in what way? Like what I was talking about, where you don't trust him, or like just who he is, how he is? What do you mean?
Well, it's also kind of how we met him, in a way. Like the first time we kind of met him, when he's in his I'm assuming he's in his bedroom, and he's just like the Soul walks in with his Padawan, whatever her name is, I can't remember.
That's not the first time we met Yord.
Okay, it's the second time then.
Yeah, it is the second time.
And he's just like, oh, not having any clothes. I was like, sorry, guys. I'm like, oh, my God.
Like, yeah, he's definitely getting ready. I think he was in his chambers, you know.
Yeah.
And Soul was going to tell him, hey, get ready, we're going on a mission. I think it was purely poor timing. I don't think it's anything weird.
I don't think it's anything weird. I just think that scene and just that whole thing was just kind of weird. Like, did it have to happen? No. I really don't think. It could have been something like maybe Yord's like, let's just say he's like sleeping or something. Or maybe he's like goofing off with the younglings or something. I think it would have been a better scene than like, oh, he's naked. Oh, get your clothes on. We're going. I don't know. Like I said, like, cause Yord, like, he seems like he's kind of set up to be like I feel like a dunderhead, like not really smart, but.
I'm so glad you said that, because I thought about that when I first watched the second episode. Like, dude, you're way too head forward. Like, you're not thinking properly.
But I don't know. There's something more about him. I feel like, but I feel like it's also kind of showing the Jedi. Because you think about it different ways. You think, well, Yord's kind of like a dunderhead, but then you could also say, well, all the Jedi are dunderheads because literally, at the end of the day, they're the Order. There's literally an assassin getting around, killing a couple of them, and they're all like, I don't know what's going on. Where is she? How is she still alive? You know, kind of stuff. Where it's just like, it's like, I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. Like, I don't think Yord's a dunderhead. I think I can understand he's very cocky. I think he just kind of believes in, well, I'll say from the first episode to the second. The first episode, yes, I do think he was kind of a dunderhead, but I think he's like what you said, he's just headstrong. He's very cocky. But the second episode where he's like, oh, I followed Osha because when Osha went to, they found the second Jedi body, he's like, oh, I was watching her. And yeah, he was already dead when we got here, pretty much. And I'm like, okay. It's like, he's cocky, but he's not stupid. Like, he's not a he's not, like, I don't believe he's a dummy like they showed him off in episode 1. But I do think he does know a little bit more than what he leads to be on. Or maybe he just is. Because I'm trying to remember, he's not I think he's a Jedi Knight. If I'm thinking correctly. Yord is? Jord. He's not an apprentice, I know that for sure. I'm trying to think if he was a Jedi Knight, because I think he mentions
I
it.
guess he a Jedi Knight, but here's the thing: this is the High Republic. There could be many more social stances.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he does mention it, or he mentions it like just slightly or something like that. But I know he's not an apprentice. I know that 100% for sure. I think. I'm pretty sure. Whatever. But yeah, Yord. He's a guy. That's for sure. He's a guy. He's your guy. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about the series. So far, it's interesting. It remains to be seen if the series is definitely worth watching, or if it's going to fall downhill.
I want to give it hope.
I do want to give it hope, but I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'm not hoping it's going to be good. I'm not hoping it's going to be bad, but I'll sit back and watch and see what happens, because it's very interesting where they're setting it up. I like where it's setting it up. I like the characters and stuff, but I know from people, at least by what I've heard, is from people that actually seen 4 episodes, so half the series. They say the 3rd and the 4th episode are where things get very interesting. In a good way or a bad way, I'm not 100% sure. So it'll be very interesting. I'm definitely, if anything, for this series, I will guarantee I will stay for the 3rd and 4th episode. For sure. Because that's where people say it gets very interesting, the 3rd and 4th episode. So, we'll see. We'll definitely have to see what happens after that. Oh, Tobin.
Okay.
Who's Tobin? Who was Tobin?
Tobin's the second Jedi she kills.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Okay, yeah.
Why, is there a comment in the...
No, I'm looking at the cast, and I was looking at the actor's face, and I'm like, Tobin, who's Tobin? I'm like, oh, yeah, that is Tobin. Okay, yeah.
Anyway, so I just looked it up, yes, it's 100 years before the Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, when it comes to the... Again, I don't know how to call this. Jedi Survivors was thousands of years prior.
Oh, that guy's in that one. Okay.
Again, Jedi Survivor was like over 500 years before. So that puts the flashbacks in Survivor well before this series. So we shouldn't see a Dagon. We shouldn't see a Centauri. We shouldn't see any of those.
So, yeah. So, Jonas, I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, so I apologize.
Oh, no.
Sutamo is, he's a former basketball player. He's the guy that took over the role for Chewbacca.
Welcome to the chat. Yeah.
For Peter Mayhem, who used to play Chewbacca.
Yeah.
So he's going to be in the 3rd episode. He's going to be the Wookiee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not surprised. Obviously they have to have someone play the Wookiee.
Yeah.
Which they had someone, clearly, for episode 2's finale.
Yeah. A little bit of a tease.
Here's the thing. I would have been so much more hyped if they hadn't revealed that so early.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. The scumbag even says to May, well, if you think that's difficult, just wait till you fight Wookiee. And I just thought that was like a joke. You know, like in Mass Effect, there's always this joke about, well, wait till you throw hands with the Krogan. And Krogan are just this big, meaty, like, they're a tank. Living tanks.
Yeah.
You know? I thought that was just a gimmick at it. So I didn't even think about in that line, but then they mention it again, and then not only that, they show him. And I'm just like, dude, you know how much better it would have been if, like, we were like Yord, or maybe even like Jackie, and we get there and it's like, oh, you were gonna try and take him on? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Good luck.
Like, right? Or if we got that, that scene at the end of episode 2, if we had gotten that at the start of episode 3 instead. like set us up who we are going to meet. Because right now I'm just kind of like, that would have been a really cool surprise. Because that's something I'm like looking forward to. When you say we have this list of people to kill, I want to know who you're killing. I want to know who's on that list. Is it someone we recognize? Is it a cool face? Are they a cool character? So just to reveal all 4 of them in the first 2 episodes is just a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
I definitely would have been looking forward to more surprise.
Yeah, behind
with that.
Behind who the other Jedi that she's trying to
Trying to murder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. See what happens with the series. But yeah, I can't think of anything else I want to talk about with the Acolyte. Do you have anything else you want to throw in, theories or anything else?
Oh God, I have a shit ton of theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell
How about it?
Theory crafting, so focus on the real content now. I'm really looking forward to like what this twist is and what we're gonna do with it. Because as it stands right now, like, yeah, it's a little underwhelming, but I think the mystery, like, just in the High Republic and what's going on, can save the show easy. Or, like, not save it, but, you know, like, really do this show wonders for where it's at. So, you know, I want to go back to, like, what we think the Jedi did. We already talked about, you know, maybe the parents were actually bad people. Like, they deserve to die. Because I can't see this being like, and folks, I'm going to say something that will spoil the boys, so heads up, come back in 2030.
Don't spoil it for me.
Oh, right, you haven't seen never mind, folks. Come on back. Come on back. Wait a second.
Wait, what? Spoil what? I was just playing along, to be honest.
I said spoil the boys. I said spoil the boys, and you said don't spoil it for me.
I was just playing along. I was playing as a joke.
Oh, never mind. We're not going to talk about it anymore.
Damn it! I was ready
We're not
to
going there.
I want you to go
Come
there.
on back, folks.
We're gonna spoil it right now.
No, we're not.
I have
But
11 toes.
I'm just. Huh?
No, I don't. I'm just kidding. Go on.
I hope not.
That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, not really. It's a mutation. But I just can't see this kind of like dark plot line where like they just kill the family. You know, like I don't see Torben just being like, "Oh shit, I killed him." You know, like I can't see something like that happening. Not yet, anyway. But clearly Torben was fucked up. Because, mind you, that's the whole reason the poison worked. And I know you said you weren't, like, too keen, but she played her role as, like, a dark side apprentice perfectly. Like, she gave the Jedi temptation, and he took it. He was like, you know, she was just like, you want to know what real peace is? Here. This is it. This is peace. This is it. It's death. And he knew it. Like, he wanted to kill himself to be rid of the grief. Like, one, that's insanely dark, and two, what the hell happened? The other thing with Torben is he does look young, okay? Like, he definitely looks like he's been through a lot of shit. And, you know, it looks like he's missing an eye, if I remember right. Or not an eye, but, like, he's blind in an eye. So, like, did something happen? Was he a Padawan? Did his master do something and they got into a fight and... You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's actually a good
like,
question.
I could be overlooking this incredibly. You know, like, Torben could just be blind in one eye. You know, that's a thing. Surely, maybe. Maybe he had a dog scratch him. You know? Whatever. It happens.
Maybe he looked into the sun a little too long with one eye.
Well, he has, like, a scar, I think, along the eye. So that's why I'm like, I think something happened to him. But I'm just really curious to see, what they're gonna do with that, and if they're actually going to build on Torben being like fucked up, because he clearly was not good. He was not like in a sound state of mind when May found him.
Which kind of makes sense that he's just sitting there in meditation for
Yeah.
who knows how long. I'm assuming he's probably been doing it for a long ass time.
Yeah. I think this is probably the dude that's been meditating for like the last 5 years, and it's like, wait, he stopped? Like that's more of the like energy we could have gotten from the Jedi. Like, nothing's gonna happen to him, he's fine. Oh my god, he got fucked. And so immediately when I'm thinking of theories is like, could Torben as a Padawan have accidentally killed a parent? And like, maybe he had that dark side, and Carrie Ann Moss and maybe the Wolf are trying to cover it up. Well, why didn't they report him and get him thrown in jail? Like there's a lot of stuff. Could the parents have been evil? Why would Jedi? Why would they need 4 Jedi to go after 2 people if that's it?
I actually have a different view on your thing. I think it's more of Torben. He kind of. It's kind of like that. It's like in the whole thing of I'm trying to think of the movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer. That movie series where.
I have seen it, unfortunately.
Okay, so the premise of the movie, I probably said the name wrong, but the premise is they're just teenage kids. They're having a great time. It's summertime, woo, party time. Well,
Yeah.
They drive a car. They accidentally hit somebody on the road.
Fun.
Kills them. So they're like, oh, fuck. It's like, we just killed someone. What do we do? Call the police. No, they're like, no. We're going to hide the body, and we're taking it to our graves. No one knows what happened. I think in Torben's kind of thing, I don't think he was the one that did anything.
But he's tired of hiding this.
I think he was involved in what happened. Like, he was there when it happened, and the 4 Jedi were like, we're keeping this secret. This is between all of us, and that's it.
Well, see,
no one lies.
Once again, I like the whole idea that Soul doesn't know. I really like that.
Me too.
I think that gives him an opportunity to still be this really cool and caring dude that we see him as right now.
But think about it. In the High Republic, there's a lot of Jedi, so I can definitely see some Jedi knowing exactly what happened, and then a group of Jedi having no idea what the fuck happened.
Oh, yeah,
Just what they've been told.
I don't think anyone outside maybe the Wookiee, Carrie Ann Moss, and Torben have any idea what happened. If anyone else does know, it's because May told them what happened. Because I think that could be a huge thing that can help out a lot here. Like, personally, I think end of the season, May will die. Okay? I know, sounds a little crazy, right?
I think both the sisters will die.
No, I'm not going that far, because that's part of my plot.
Okay, continue.
Because the show is called The Acolyte. Obviously, it's centered around May currently. Or, the show is actually centered around Osha, not May. It's both, but you know what I mean. I think by the end of this season, May, her words will reach Osha. I think May will explain to Osha what the Jedi actually did. May will then be killed, and then the Acolyte is actually Osha. Like, she takes up May's spot instead.
Interesting.
That's where I want to go with it. Because,
Season 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's season 2.
Okay, that's interesting.
Because I think Carrie Ann Moss can die. I think Torben, obviously dead.
He's definitely not alive anymore.
The Wookiee,
willingly.
I don't think will die. I don't think the Wookiee will die until the end. But with this train of thought like this, Soul cannot be good. or pure. He can't be innocent in this. Because that still means that OSHA has a mission to continue,
Yep.
OSHA has to have a reason that the whole Jedi Order maybe even needs to die. Because obviously, if it's just the 3 Jedi who know the 3 Jedi will die, I don't think OSHA now has any reason to go to the dark side. I just think she has a reason to not like the... But then to actually go out and to want to attack them and fight them and carry on what her sister was doing, we need more reason. We need something. We need more evidence for her.
I wonder why. Yeah, no. I wonder if this is May's if you want to consider it like a trial into the dark side.
Oh, I'm positive that's what it is. I'm positive. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
That's what they were even saying, with the poison. In order for her to become, or to be an acolyte, she must kill without a weapon.
We don't even know what technically an acolyte is.
Very true. Once again, that's why I think there's so much mystery as to what ethics, morals exist in this time period. Mm-hmm. For instance, and there's a lot of really bad examples I can use, but in our own history as humanity, or as us, as Americans, whatever, there have been a lot of very questionable choices about our past. I'm going to go extreme safe hygiene. Back in the 1600s, they had a public bath that was just a fountain. People might go out there and they might grab their hands and scrub along their body, but putting water on you, and that water is going back into the fountain afterward for other people to use. People say if you would go back in time, it would probably fucking reek back then. But that's just the ethics and morals and the hygiene of the time. So I'm curious to see those exact same ethics, morals, and hygiene, in this time period. How do they handle themselves? What is expected of a Jedi? What can a Jedi do without turning to the dark side? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does a Sith apprentice or acolyte or whatever the fuck you call it, or whatever this little range is, how far does that stretch? What's this relationship between acolyte and Sith?
I don't know.
Is she just... You know what I mean.
Yeah. So, guys, I looked up the word acolyte. What does it mean? So I can tell you the first definition definitely is not what it is. So acolyte, from the Urban Dictionary, a person assisting in the celebration in a religious service or procession. Definitely not that. It could be, maybe, possibly.
No, that'd be pretty fair, actually.
Or it's an assistant or a follower, which is probably more of a better term.
More on the nose, yes.
A good example is she runs the department through a small group of acolytes. There's an example. That's what an acolyte is. Which I said I didn't know what the word acolyte meant, so I was just kind of curious, looked it up. Now we kind of have a definition to look at what it is. Which... Mm-hmm. For all we knew, maybe it is a religion. For all we know, I highly doubt it, but maybe it is.
I mean, to be fair, how many times in Star Wars history, in the TV shows and the movies, hell, I think they've already said it once in this series, how often the Jedi are called a cult. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, acolyte is a believer, but we tend to associate the word acolyte on the more demonic or bad end of the spectrum. So instead of a follower or a believer, you have an acolyte or a zealot,
Mm-hmm.
Or even with prophet versus zealot, those are the two sides of the spectrum, but they mean the same thing. Someone who is so devout in their belief, they're willing to do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So again, with the Acolyte, yeah, no, that can be exactly what it is. Oh, I wanted to go over something that I thought was really, really cool.
Okay, go ahead.
Obviously, this is like a dual character story.
See.
This is about May and Osha. Twin sisters, both Force users who are on opposite sides of the Force spectrum.
See.
I want to point out the names of the episodes.
Oh, actually, I did not look that up.
Because this is actually something I know that got brought up in the reaction I want. I love my reactions, folks. That's the wrong show. Hold on. That's Tales of the Empire. We already went over that.
Going over it again, guys.
No. You can leave now. Don't worry. Anyway, episode 1 is Lost/Found.
Yes.
It seems like the titles are gonna be double-sided.
Yeah.
And like what I just said, where it's like believer and acolyte. Believer is like the good, versus acolyte is like the bad, but they're the same. You know?
Yeah.
So Osha is lost. May is found. Because Osha, she got away. She got out of the system. She escaped. May, she wandered back into this world. You know, she went from training to now hunting Jedi. She has been found. And then there's the whole thing on episode 2 title, which is Revenge/Justice.
Justice.
So, you know, again, I know in this episode they definitely go over both of those words, and I think there's actually, I want to say both words are actually used in each episode as like a really cool writing thing.
Haha.
Revenge, obviously, is what May is trying to do, and justice is what Osha seeks.
Justice.
You know.
Yeah, because she's being blamed and...
Oh! I know another thing I want to bring up, folks. Andre, I need your thoughts here.
Okay, go ahead.
Osha obviously sees May in episode 2.
Yes.
She then readies her gun and fires. Did she miss on purpose?
I want to believe yes, because no offense, that was like an easy shot.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, mind you, she's a civilian. She doesn't use guns. She's a Jedi. They use swords.
I don't know.
Now,
well,
go ahead.
we also don't know the extent of how much she learned before she left, and we don't know the reason why she left either, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's so many questions right now. The one thing I will say, if this series does not answer a lot of these threads and just forgets about some of them, I'm going to be kind of upset. Because I'll give it, they're setting up a lot of threads, and they do need to answer a lot of them, or at least give us some kind of clarity on what happened. But I do believe at that point where she did try to, when they both saw each other, they're like, "Oh my God, you're alive?"
That was the first time they've both seen each other alive since they were kids.
Yeah. So I do believe she did miss.
So you're saying she missed on purpose?
Yes.
Or just missed? Like she fired?
I think she missed. I don't know. I would say maybe she's just caught in the shock and she fired and she missed. Because the thing is, with how she reacted afterwards, is she seemed like she really wanted to hit her. That she's like, ah! I think it was that she missed just in the moment because of the whole shock of everything. I don't think she missed on purpose. I think it was just like, oh, shoot.
See, I want to agree with you.
But
I want to agree that she took the shot and she just missed. Because there's two big points of evidence here. One, she shot again.
yeah.
You know,
And
she kept, but she missed even worse the second time. But the other fact is, she shot the moment Soul saw her.
Oh.
Not saying that, you know, it's not like they're in cahoots. They're not allies.
They're in cahoots.
But I think Soul can even register with her. She is still your sister. That's not easy.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And I'm curious if next episode he doesn't bring up. And also another thing we could go over is Pip. Pip is so fucking cool. Pip is her little robot, you know? But, Soul could easily go over the fact she is a welder, you know? Being a mechanic, you're obviously very hands-on with electronics and all.
Mm-hmm.
For welding, you need a very steady hand. And Soul has worked with her as a Padawan, or, you know, a youngling, whatever. So he knows probably how precise or how easy she could have been with a sword. And he might even question, I'm hoping he questions, why were you shaking with the gun? You know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Crosshair. Crosshair is, you know, steady as can be. He's a fucking Deadeye. So why is he now missing his shots in Season 3? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that needs to be explained. And I feel like with Soul, he could easily address it. Because OSHA can say, she needed to be brought in. We needed to take her down. We needed this. Soul can just be like, I know you could have hit that shot. It's not your fault. You are just, you know, like, you're clearly not able to do, or not able, that's not the word. Not that she's not able to, but she's not, I'm struggling with the words here, folks, but, it's not sitting with her well.
Shooter.
She doesn't like the idea of shooting her own sister. Like, you know, a lot of people should have that thought. Like, you know, you don't want to shoot someone you know. You don't want to shoot your family. I know we can go into modern America with that story, but I think it should be called out that she could have taken that shot because I believe she does have a steady hand. But she missed just because of emotions, you know?
Yeah.
And then going back to it, dude, Pip is so fucking cool. Her little bot.
It's interesting.
Well, I mean, mind you, it's like a Swiss Army droid.
Swiss Army knife, but a droid with personality.
It woke her up. It kind of talked with her just a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
It went out into space with her and was her spark welder. She then also used it as like a grapple to get the key. Or not grapple, I shouldn't. But, you know, like, Pip also got the key for her. And then she even used Pip as a, as like a recorder, you know? She used it like a wire when she went into the scumbag's den.
Yeah.
So, dude, that droid seems so freaking cool. Which, mind you, I don't think Pip needs a personality. I think just being that cool of a droid is personality. And bringing that up with it, the other thing that would be really nice to cover is, we've talked about the scumbag a lot.
Yeah.
But clearly when he's talking to OSHA, when she is trying to infiltrate,
Yeah.
he's definitely a lot more on board with whatever the hell is going on the dark side. You know, like, you look exactly like her. And I know he says something about him, you know? He says something about the Master. And it's like, how would he know? Like, you know, if it is a Sith, I think May would know the Master. I do not think he should know the master. And I'm sure there are theories that maybe he is the master, and God, I hope not.
I don't think he is. I
hope not.
I don't know. He definitely does, because he mentions to May about the master and stuff. So I don't know if he's maybe like another. I don't know. He definitely knows the master. That's kind of another interesting thing, is that I'm curious to see how he knows the master, how he's connected with the master. Is he just like a person? It's very interesting, because I don't think it's probably another dark side user, I would assume. I don't think he's that type, unless he's just playing, innocent, and then we find out he's freaking powerful as hell,
Well, yeah. No, that's what I'm kind of getting at, where, like, they could do that exact same ploy where he is the master by, like, breaking out of Jedi custody with ease. I almost don't want that, but I will bring up the fact that, when it comes to the ethics of the situation, the Sith usually have the rule of two, where there are always two. That's it, no more, no less.
Yes.
This is where the term Acolyte gets to be, like the big question. Could he be another Acolyte?
I could definitely see that.
Mind you, he definitely doesn't seem like the guy who's like, yeah, I'll carry out the master's will. He doesn't seem like that, but he definitely seems interested in the master because he knows.
Yeah.
Why else would you know? Why?
Because you are the master.
See, and that's the other thing, going back. Because, here's something, I believe Blind Wave, shout out, during the reaction, which, shout out to them. They proposed a great point. Does May even know who the master is?
I would assume not.
See, that's the thing. Because, like, I would think if she knew more, she would say more. Or, not because, like, she'll just talk, but because I feel like she would, not spill the beans, but she would let out more than she realizes,
Yeah.
Like she seems like that kind of villain where it's like, you'll never plan. He has a plan? Go on, tell us more. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I feel like she would be that kind of person, unfortunately. Like, not quite that smart, but smart enough.
Okay.
And not to mention, of course, we never see his face, and it seems like they have a meeting spot, and that's that. They meet on this coastline, on this planet, here, maybe once a week, maybe once a month. You are to check in, and that is it. Your goal between this point and this point is to kill this master. You do not succeed, you do not continue.
Yep.
Kind of stuff. So that's where I'm like, I don't think she actually knows who it is. Sad.
But
do you think we know who it is?
Nope. It's yours.
No? Okay, hold on. I don't know about that.
He's the mastermind behind it all.
No, I don't want to do that.
I know. I'm kidding. I don't think that's true.
No, I know.
I think it'd be. Now, if it does turn out to be that, I'm gonna be kind of pissed.
Right. But there's been. I want to say there's been speculation. I know I've definitely thought about it. Where this is 100 years before the Phantom Menace. You know how cool? What?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, I said yeah.
Oh, I thought you were stopping me. Like, no, it's not yet.
It is 100. Yep. Continue.
Well, this is 100 years before the events of could that person... I have two theories here. I think they're the biggest, most obvious theories. One, is that Sidious as a Padawan?
Dark Sidious.
You know what I mean? Could that be him, like, you know, being Vader? Could that be him being like Anakin? You know, or like him being like Maul, where he's just below Sidious?
Yeah, it could be.
Already starting in his ways of corruption and amusing the peons that help with them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Maybe he has a ulterior motive. Maybe that's how... Like, May accomplishes her goal, but the reason that he wants her to do this is not for her to get her vengeance and join the dark side, because he needs them dead and he's not coming out of the shadows.
Yes.
And then, you know, maybe we end the season with him fighting them stuff. Which if it is Sidious, then obviously he doesn't die.
He's gonna destroy people.
But that's where the other theory comes in.
Okay.
Could this person be... It would be younger, more than likely. Not that they weren't... To my knowledge, they were a very old soul of a character.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to think they aged, but maybe this is them a little younger. Could this person be Darth Plagueis?
See, that was my other one I was gonna say, is maybe it's Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah. In which we know Plagueis dies.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, does he not die at Sidious's hand
Yes.
by betrayal?
Yes,
Yeah.
he does. Yes, he does.
And, okay, real quick, I gotta ask, do we know the scumbag's name?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Would you want to look that up real fast? I hate to ask you to, but you
Yeah,
know, do you mind looking that up?
Give me a second. I'm looking it up. Let me go to the cast.
Because I have a theory there. It's a wild
A
one.
minute. I actually think I could see who it was.
Oh, so you think there is like an actual name?
Yeah.
I want to say they said. Like,
it's Quamir.
Oh, well, fuck. Never mind.
That is his name. Quamir.
Okay. Well, because otherwise, you know, I really would love to suggest.
He's a sleazy little guy.
No. What if he is?
Maybe.
Now, don't get me wrong. Star Wars has a lot of very weird aging.
Yes,
You
it
know?
does.
Even like, for instance, in Mass Effect, humans, we figured out how to live beyond like our current roughly like dead between 80s and 90s. You know,
Yeah.
like that's our average is 80 to 90 years, or like 75 to 90 years. In
Yeah.
Mass Effect, we have figured out how to kind of heighten that aging process. So instead of being able to go till 90, we're more like a little closer to 130, 150 years. So, you know, is it fair to say that Star Wars doesn't have a little different aging system there? Not that people can't obviously get old and die. Like, you know, Ben obviously gets old. Oh, you know, Kenobi. But, you know, could he be older than he lets on to be? Could the technology of Star Wars, like Bacta, keep you from dying at like 80? Hell, it kept Palpatine alive,
Oh yeah, it did.
you know? So I would like to see if there's maybe just a little sprinkle in there. Obviously, he probably looks like he's 25 here. You add another 100 years, he's definitely older than how he looks in Phantom Menace, obviously.
Of course.
But you know how fun that'd kind of be?
It would be fun.
Actually, wait, I just remembered. What was Darth Plagueis' shtick? Wasn't it like the ability to live on forever?
Yeah, but he could not save
dude.
himself.
Nah, now I'm back on this. What if he, like, slowed his own aging after this, you know? Like, what if it was Darth Plagueis and Sidious, betrays his master and, like, just uses this method to slow his own aging down?
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, I think Dark Plagueis, he could keep the ones he loved alive. He just couldn't save himself from death.
Ah, okay.
Because I think that was something he mentioned. Because that's how that's how Sidious was able to kill him in his sleep. Because he couldn't keep himself alive. He could only do it to the people he loved.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, otherwise you could still do that theory even yet. You know, if Plagueis did love Sidious,
it's a theory.
Yeah, if he did admire Sidious as a apprentice, could he have used that spell, or not spell, but used that method to keep Sidious this young for however many years, only to then be betrayed, and Sidious then start aging at a later date? You know what I'm talking about?
Maybe. I know what you're talking about.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm going off the rails, but I want to figure this out.
You're going off the rails, man.
I mean, my earlier suggestion, when we were talking about the parents for the first time and why they had to die or whatever, can you imagine if we had some bullshit where Mace Windu was involved?
I don't even think Mace Windu's alive.
Exactly, yeah, no, I don't think he is either. That's why I canned that thought.
Maybe Yoda did it. Ooh.
Yoda is definitely alive. Like, has to be alive. There's no way Yoda, as old as he is in Phantom Menace, is only 100 years old. Where Baby Yoda is 50-some years old.
And he's like
and
he's
a child.
Yeah. Yoda's definitely alive, that's for sure.
Yoda's definitely alive, folks.
Now the question is, will we see him? You'd hope.
I would hope so, if nothing else, just to be like that little cameo. Like, what, like maybe, what is it, Padawan Yoda, or bullshit like that.
Have Yaddle in there too. Yaddle.
Good. You could have both. You could have one or the other. Community would appreciate it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's the alternative, and they're just like, nah, we're not showing either of them. You guys know he's alive. Fuck off with that.
Fuck off. The world.
Fuck off.
But yeah.
So, sorry if you guys heard grumbling. I'm running around my kitchen currently.
See. Is there anything else you wanted to share, sir?
I hate to say, I think that is it.
Okay.
I had a lot of theorying. I had a lot of talk about the show. Of course, okay, is it Tuesdays or Wednesdays?
It is Wednesdays.
God, that's crazy to me, because I really thought I watched it Tuesday, while servers are down.
At least by that list that I sent you.
It said
it's
Wednesday.
Yeah, the next one comes out June 12th, which would be Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, folks, we will not see you Wednesday, but we'll catch the episode. Catch you next week.
Yep, next Monday we'll be back and we'll continue.
Yes.
Before I end it, though, to let you guys know, if you guys have been watching the channel, I'm usually doing new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Usually try to at least get one out. This Tuesday I'm not putting up a video. I'm going to be actually probably doing a live stream. We're going to be tackling, if you'd like to join Spartan, share audio, I'm going to probably be playing some Destiny 2, but I'm going to kind of be sharing my my thoughts on the final shape, how it kind of pulls in since we finally have gotten the final mission for Destiny 2 after the raid race happened. And I kind of want to share some of my thoughts about it. kind of where it's going forward. I actually did watch their little showcase or their 5-minute video about it going forward.
Oh yeah.
So I do kind of want to share my opinions on that. It probably won't be a super long stream, guys. It's probably at most I would see it maybe go into an hour. I can't see it going really any longer than that. But I'll be sharing my opinions on that tomorrow. I'll give you guys a time. Sometime I'll probably send out a thing about it. But that'll be kind of my review on the file shape, because I know there's been a couple people that have been asking me kind of what my thoughts were on it, if it was worth buying or not. And, yeah, I'm going to share my opinions about it. Kind of looking at it from both perspectives and stuff. Try to be as, trying to think of the word. Try not to be so negative about it. Try to be as positive as I can about it. Because there's a lot of good things about it and some bad things about it. But yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to tomorrow. I'll put up a post, remind you guys about that. But yeah, we'll be back then with the podcast Monday with episode 3 of the Acolyte.
Yes.
Yes. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys all enjoy.